What up, y'all? Faithfully Fixed here. I received another vote on the post I put on my channel asking what your addiction or sin struggle was. Someone picked shame and guilt. So ironically, that's last week's topic in the recovery process I'm at my church. Week 7 was sex, guilt, and shame assessments. I'm just going to read real quick what it says in the packet about guilt and shame. Guilt can be both a state and or a feeling that occurs when we have violated a law or moral standard. We can feel guilty and not be guilty, or false guilt, or we may be guilty and not feel guilty. A relevant question is, in whose eyes are we guilty? And that could be the eyes of God, the eyes of yourself, or the eyes of others. Shame is the intense feeling of being unclean, defiled, and dirty, closely related to guilt. It may result from the exposure of one's own sin and depravity or from sin committed against one's dignity. Shame is deeply rooted in identity. I am worthless, I am dirty, I am unclean, I am not good enough. We should include on our assessments where guilt and shame still hinder us, other things we are reluctant to discuss. Sex, shame, and guilt was definitely one of the hardest things so far in this whole assessment process and really the whole steps journey in my recovery. And I was dreading it, to say the least. Right when I found out it was in there. But, that's where the enemy wants you. The enemy wants you to be afraid to open up and confess to another believer. It's like blackmailing yourself. You're holding yourself back from receiving what God has for you because the enemy is trying to make sure that you feel too guilty or ashamed or embarrassed or whatever it is about your sin. And there's power and freedom in confessing. Once you bring something to the light, it can truly begin to heal. And God is so good to meet us there and to cover us in his blood. He already died on the cross for our sins, so there's nothing to be ashamed of. We sin. We fall short, but God literally paid the price. He covered our debts for every single sin that has happened, will happen, or could happen. And you just have to become new, renew your mind, confess where you fall short, and choose to be different, choose to be better, choose to be more. Try to reflect Jesus in your life. And it's just awesome. So a little bit of encouragement there. The gospel truth about guilt and shame. Before getting started on the assessment, take some time to read the following verses in the space below, summarize the character and promises of God. I'm just going to read those verses so y'all can go on your own time and check it out. I'll also put it in the description, but Genesis 3:10, Psalm 34:22, Psalm 34 verse 15 through 18, Psalm 51 verse 7 through 8, Psalm 51 verse 17, Hebrews 4 verse 15 through 16, 1 John 1 7 through 9, and Romans 8 through 1.